We had an absolute disaster just now. Well, it's been a 24 hours of piglet disasters. If that piglet survives, I'm flipping James Harriet. Good morning, welcome back to the farm today. Well, it's a bit early to be honest, but we're out in our pyjamas doing a quick pig check because today is the, well in my calendar at least, is the due date for Matilda.
It's going to be really sad if you've done this and then it's just, there's no going to be piglets.
So this year we decided to let them farrow outside. We've got 2 metal arcs, which are kind of the traditional way of keeping free range pigs, and they will farrow in those absolutely fine normally. For the past 2 years we've been bringing them up into the stable, putting heat lamps out and fender bars and all sorts, even webcams, but we're trying to make things more simple for ourselves. A little bit of a cough. Let me see if I can show you what she looks like. Alright, my late night electric fencing didn't really work, did it? Because now we've got mum and daughter back in here together. They're meant to have an arc each, but I don't think I've connected it back up. We've just got a single strand and that's normally enough to keep them separate.
I think
Never mind. Not today then, girl. She's also cracked her toe here, which looks a bit sore, but I don't really want to mess with her at the moment. No, I don't think they're as full as they need to be yet. It might be that they go a little bit more over term the older they are, don't know. Anyway, we'll keep checking her during the day. So what we need to do is make a decision whether we put these fenders on. These fenders basically sit and hook on there, allowing the piglets to stay more contained. Mum can step over to go and feed and drink. Problem is, this certainly might be alright, but if you look at the underline over there on Matilda, she's kind of dragging along the ground almost, so I'm not quite sure that's going to work with her. But I do want them separate, so that's my challenge later on, but for now we can go back and have our coffee and breakfast. We've moved the 5 young boys out onto a piggy bank, which is the steep section where the goats go, and Lavender, because if she is pregnant, she's a couple of months off. I think it's probably time that we can open up a secret meadow. It's just been so wet. There isn't all the lush green in the pig area over there that there normally is, but I think they'll still have more fun over there. So they'll probably come out looking like chocolate pigs because it's just swampy, but they'll love it. Well, just went in to have my sandwich and Eden's just run up saying that there's some piglets.
Oh, cute!
One in there.
Great spot, Eden.
Right, do you want to get some water?
I thought you were joking at first. I can't put the hose on because it says unconnected.
Okay.
I can't get in.
I literally just saw it and I was like, run up.
Will she buy it?
Yeah, but I don't think she realised that she had it. She was lying down and then...
Well, it's a healthy little piglet, i.e. it's alive, but being born in the mud is not ideal. But I can see Matilda's trying to arrange herself to let it feed already, so... Pardon? And to give birth to the rest, yeah. I think you'll be alright. I might go and get a bit of spray of iodine, just a quick spray on this umbilical cord. Even though I want her to have water, I don't want her to get up now. Why she picked the daytime? We're just about to go out for the afternoon, so we're not quite sure what we're going to do now. Joe's just filling up the water. Now we haven't got the luxury of the webcams this time, but I'm going to put you in there and you can tell me what's going on. Well, we've just come back and the girls have said that there's a few dead ones. Unfortunately, she's only got 5 live, but at the back there are 4 dead piglets. Now 2 of those don't look fully developed, but the others seem okay. That guy doesn't look particularly chirpy. So 4.
I just heard this one breathe. Ow.
4 live piglets. No. So there's 4 stillborn or dead.
It's like swallowed on its tongue.
3 were, I would say 3 were undeveloped.
This one was probably just
but this one could have made it.
Kind of like,
That's so sad, isn't it?
look at its tongue though.
It's a little girl as well.
How you can manage to
I
hold
don't
it?
know why that one didn't make it, because that is fully developed. So sad.
I think it got a squash.
Absolutely gutted for her. So 4 alive, 1 stillborn, and 3 undeveloped on one of my side. Maybe 2 of them were stillborn, it's hard to tell, but the one that face got, bless her, she's walking up holding it. That one should have been alive. I don't know why. Oh, it's so sad.
The tongue is sticking out.
Oh,
like
poor little
air.
girl.
That's how people fake to be dead. They always think that people's...
I don't think it's pretending, love. Morning all, it is the next day. Mixed news. So I came down this morning and Matilda's 4 piglets that survived, or that she had last night. One of those was dead this morning. I can't tell. I mean, it was obviously fine when we left it, so I can only assume that one was crushed, which, when you see the size of her and the ark, I don't know, maybe that was to blame. But interestingly, there was another surprise this morning. So this is Tilly. Good girl. And there are her 3 piglets. I go steady because Miss Honey's the first time mum. And although we put a light dusting of straw in there, she's decided to build herself a crater. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that what she had? 1, 2, 3, 7. And that is right. So she had 8 piglets, 1 dead, 7 alive. For a first timer, that's okay, providing she behaves okay with these. Now I need to see them suckle because her milk didn't come in quite as obviously, but again that might be fact that she's just first time, but it doesn't look like she's let down in the same way that the others have. It's maybe want to do it indoors and just be a control freak about it. I guess if you got 50 sows out in the field in the arcs, you just, that's the way you got to do it in the arcs. But bearing in mind it's lovely and warm, dry, it was their best shot at, you know, obviously we've proved actually that Miss Honey's done a good job. As long as she doesn't crush any, next 24 hours is when the piglets are kind of less mobile. And after that, they kind of know where to go, and also they know when to squeal if she is going down on them. When they're small and they just finding their feet, that's when they're at danger. So maybe next time we'll bring them up and do what we've done. So we just had the biggest downpour. You wouldn't think it now because the sun's out, and I knew that there was a risk the water getting in, especially with Miss Honey. Luckily, no fatalities. But it could have been risky. Look at it. They all got a bit wet. I'm going to bring down some straw now, but it's created a river. It managed to make a hole, and it flowed all the way through. So we need to get all of those guys dried up. This one here has got soil banked up against it, but it just created this stream, shot straight through. Lucky we spotted it. I don't think much rain is forecast now, but that was one heck of a downpour. He just stood and ripped his back open. Oh, you. This day is varied. Let's just say that it's varied. Cows arrived. Stresses of that and trying to milk. And then that was horrific. I don't know if I caught it on camera. Partly my fault because I was trying to sort that arc out, and she just stepped straight on its back and ripped the whole shoulder skin off. So I rushed up, and I don't have suture. I mean, we got a needle and thread out, but with no local, they would probably send it into shock. So luckily it was super clean, the wound. I've literally just super glued the whole length of it. It stuck amazingly, and because we did it within about 2 minutes, I'm hoping that the wound stayed clean. And I've just blue sprayed the living daylights out of it. And what I'm going to do is put this one onto Matilda. Matilda's gentle and is feeding. You know, she's got loads of milk. Come on, let them feed. Oh, good. That one's trying to feed. If that piglet survives, I'm flipping James Herriot. Crying out loud. What a nightmare. Fresh straw. Everyone's in dry. I mean, she is producing milk, I think. Yeah. We're at the vet's. Old Lucky, his joint has got really bad, so he's going to have to go on a different antibiotics, I think. But he's getting stronger, so I'm hoping he's going to make it. And then this poor little girl, her mum stood on her last night, gashed, like her whole skin had come off. It was horrendous. But we super glued it to patch us through the night. Didn't think she'd make it, but now we're here. We may as well see if we can get it sorted. It's day 3 of the piglets, and a really rubbish time of it. They farrowed out in the arcs, as you know, and we had thunderstorm which swamped this one where Miss Honey's got her litter. Remember, she had 8. She sat on 1 and she stood on 1. That got saved that's Loctite, who we've renamed the super glue piglet, glued back together, and is now being fostered by Matilda, who's a great mum.
Best mum.
best mum at mothering, but not so good at producing them anymore. Then this morning, she sat on another, and then just now we heard a squeal while we were on the path, came over, and this one had just been stood on. It was still alive, and pulled it out, and it's just died. Broken back or neck or something. You know, you've got to imagine these pigs are like a couple 100 kilo nearly, and these things aren't. By this age, you know, 2 days old, they know to get out of the way and stuff, but she's just no good. She lies down and she doesn't roll over to let them feed often, and it's just a mess. So she's got 4 piglets left in here, and I think I'm just going to take them all away. I'm going to put them on next door. And they're just always, these are exactly the same age as Matilda's in here. Let me just show you these quickly before we go back and do our sheep jobs. Matilda's in there. Good girl. 3 of those are hers. One of them's Loctite. But having, what we're going to end up with, 8 piglets between 2 adults, fat sows, not good. At least they're clean. I have to dry them all off. She just digs so much in there, it messes it up, and then she can't feel where the piglets are. I'll whistle so there's no squeal. Come on, get out. Just go for it. La 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 la. You can't hear it. La 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 la. Oh, okay. Hey. Whoa, jump. Okay. Right, I think we need double line on here. This one's got a cut on the back of its leg.
And if those piglets start coming out.
Hey Matilda, I'm just checking them. Right, I think this one I need to put in a bucket. We need to get it treated. It's not too bad. And that one's got a cut on its head. Right, we've now got an understandably grumpy mum in here, or ex-mum. And put this on just because her first 4 were getting a bit adventurous. But a lot of faith in the fact that she's going to take them. That's Loctite there, so she's actually got staples in her now, and silver spray, which is like a liquid plaster. Poor little girl. This is textbook mum pig. She went down really slow, and then she won't roll just yet. And then hopefully, I mean she's long, but hopefully they'll still be able to scoot around to feed from this side. But I'm thinking definitely the barn next time. Now we're in business. Good girl. That's what it's meant to look like, guys. Ah, dear. So perfect mothering abilities. Loads of milk, but just doesn't want to give the piglets anymore. I think if we'd been around and really hands-on, we might have got 6 live piglets out of her. Which, maybe 7, actually, thinking about it. It's hard to tell if they were born dead, but maybe she's got 1 more litter left in her if she has a proper rest. We love our Matilda. Oh, let's go put this little girl away. So this is real farming reality. Let me show you the real backside of it all. This is a bag of 7 piglets. I mean, a couple of them weren't developed, but it's not a good success story, I'm afraid. And regardless of the finances of it, it's still rather inconvenient that at the same time as having 2 litters and losing probably 50% of them, not that I've added it up, or not necessarily losing, but you know, 50% of them not succeeding. I've had inquiries for piglets every day for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, even though a lot of these were reserved or potentially reserved since Clarkson's farm, because obviously the breed got quite a lot of limelight there. I haven't even seen the episode that people are mentioning where there's, I assume he loses piglets or something. But either way, we had a buyer for all of these piglets, and now we've got, I don't know what's left, 8. Anyway, on to other things.